Hi, everybody. We're here.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to get rolling here, try to start on time. It's super sunny out, so happy Saturday. We got planned for a 45-minute chat. We're going to try to get through it as quick as we can, get everybody out to their team breakout meetings. First thing we want to say, thank you for all your time. If you don't know who I am, my name's Ray Johnson. I'm the Director of Coaching here at Valor. And over here is my guy.
I'm Keith Blyer, and I'm Ray's assistant, the number two. I'm the assistant director of coaching, and over Ray's right shoulder.
I'm Valerie McHenry. I help all the team managers run your teams and give them the point of contact and all the information they need. We'll be hitting the ground running, so be prepared.
Everybody's going to share in this presentation. This shoulder right here. Come on. There she is. That's Christine McIver, our director of communications, and our Twitch master.
Twitch master.
All right.
Okay. Let me get this ball rolling. Let me say thank you for everybody. We had a really, really nice tryout. We had really good numbers. We're excited for the teams we put out there. We think we're going to have some really competitive Premier and Select teams, and we're excited to get this season started. Obviously, with the brand new season, it's very, very exciting, but there's a lot of stuff to do. So we want to get this information to you and get started here real quick. Let's do this. We're going to share some screens, and you won't see our faces anymore. So, all right. So Valor Soccer Team Meeting. U13 to U15 age group, which is our 2007 to 2009 birth year. As you can see from these notes, we will not be monitoring the chat or taking any questions during this presentation. Your specific team breakout meetings will be sometime today. Most of them are right after this meeting, and you'll be able to ask any questions in there. If the coaches don't know the answers, they'll get back to myself, Christy, Keith, Valerie, or our registrar, Jenny. So let's go. All right, here's our agenda for today. Like we said, we're going to try to get through this in faster than 45 minutes. So teams and coaches, we are Valor partners, the two calendars for Premier and Select, a little bit more detail on summer tournaments, new uniforms, woohoo, club dues and team fees, a little bit of information about volunteers, and then we'll say adios, and you'll get to your team breakout meetings that are planned for today as well. Okay, here's our staff and our teams for this age group. In the 2009 age group on the boys' side, Premier, we have our gold team being coached by Justin Berger, black team by Dushan Shakarmis, and then our U14 gold team coached by Peter Hattrip. The U15 2007 gold, Matt Wayman, and the black team, Peter Hattrip. For our girls Premier, on the gold, U13, Matt Wayman, black, Derek Sharp. On the U14 gold, Derek Sharp. On the black, Justin Berger. U15 2007, yours truly, Ray Johnson. On the select side, we have Richard Natividad taking the U13 2009 boys, Art King with the 2008, and then we have Frank Raymond and Greg Tesh working out the boys 08-09 combo select team right now. U15 2007, Mark Tomlinson. And then our select girls, U13, Eric Lee, U14, Paul Reed, and U15, Jeff Fleming. So as you can see, this is a very, very exciting group of coaches, and we're really excited to put this age group out here.
A round of applause for all those coaches. Come on.
Woo!
Come on. Yeah.
Okay, just a couple of things here for our partners that help us stay on track and all the cool things we're doing. Some of our partners real quick: Washington Youth Soccer, US Youth Soccer, South County Soccer, Regional Club League, the RCL, North Puget Sound League, the NPSL. We have a new jersey sponsor, Valley Harvest International. We're really excited about what we're doing with them, and you will see they are our new jersey sponsor. And then our partnership with Tacoma Stars, Nike Soccer, soccer.com, P&D Logging and Tree Service, Team Genius, which we just used out there with our tryout process, which was awesome, and then Sports Connect, our new registration platform. These are our partners.
And a round of applause for them, because without them,
yeah. All right. So that's all for me for right now. I'm going to let Keith slide in here and chat about some of what we're doing here and what we are.
Okay. Thank you, Ray. Ray's a good boss. He says, I'll start it, and then you do the rest. And I will say I'm very excited about year 2, because year 2 is going to be the first year of my involvement with the club that is going to be what we want it to be. A little less pandemic and a lot more soccer. I've never done this Twitch thing. So I will be staying on after this meeting to stream some Fortnite for you once I figure out what Fortnite is. Okay, so this is probably the most important slide. We could spend an hour on this one. We won't, but we are Valor. And you're going to see that in just about every email that you receive from the club. It's kind of our slogan. It's simple, but it's very important. We are a collective, okay? We are a club. You are on a team, sure. You should take the most pride in your team, yes. But we are a club. We are not a collection of teams. Everybody is in this together. We all have that awesome lion on our chest, all right? And it represents our core values, which are courage, right? We want players to be brave. We do not want them to be afraid to make mistakes. We want them to put themselves up against opposition that may be better than them and do it without any fear. Integrity, we want to do it with class. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And then honor. Obviously, we want to be proud of who we are, how we carry ourselves, and the club that we represent, which kind of leads us right to our philosophies. We believe that Valor teams have a way to train. The training habits that I've seen over the last year have improved dramatically. I think that happens with consistency, a common message from our leadership staff to our coaches, and then a common message from our coaches to our players. There are things that we do at our training sessions that are non-negotiable, and there are things we don't do, and all of our coaches know that. We also have a way to play. So when you get to Saturday, we release the game to the players, but it's in a structured environment in which we know what kind of soccer helps develop players to the best of their abilities. We know what we want when we close our eyes. What does Valor soccer look like? Is it football? The answer is no. Is it a collective passing game that accentuates the technical ability of every player? Yes. And again, we could go on at length. Which, of course, leads to the club policies that we have. They're all about the player. We are a player-centric club. We are more about developing the individual than winning a soccer game. We believe one consequentially creates the other. But we have a playing time policy. You will learn about that. Every kid in good standing in our club deserves time in a match, regardless of where they may fall in their team ranking, so to speak. We have a club curriculum. Every single week, our technical director, Derek Sharp, puts out a session for all of our coaches, and they must run that session. It's specific to the age band. So what our U15 teams do is different than what our U10 teams do, but they're working on the same thing. We have club formations. Everybody plays in the same shape so that when you go from one year to the next, when you guest play for another team, there's nothing different. We have the same way. Our teams warm up the exact same way for matches. And we're still building some of that, to be honest. And we have a lot of resources for you as a player, as a coach, and even as a parent. We can tell you what fuel to put in your body to make sure that you're ready for a match on the weekend. We can help a player find a college soccer program. We've had 3 webinars already with our college placement program. So the most important point to make for our players and our parents is you are always representing our pride. When you're standing on the sidelines and you are a parent, how are you comporting yourself? As a soccer player, if you're down 3-0 or up 3-0, are you still using sportsmanship in class. Every single time you have that lion on your chest, everything that you do represents our club. And we'll be very clear at times, sometimes a little bit harsh if we feel like we're letting some of our standards slip. We always want to meet a standard. Okay, so that's probably the longest time that I'll spend on any slide. All right, here's what we want to do now, and I think you can probably, pay the most attention when your age band and your program comes up, and then, maybe check out for 10 seconds. Take another bite of that bowl of cereal, your late breakfast. Some of you players who just got up like 12 minutes ago. So here is the schedule for a boy or a girl in our premier program who is U13 or U14. Okay, and some of these are similar, but as you can see, we're going to take a break from now until June 1st. Remember, there's Memorial Day, so we'll start on Tuesday, June 1st. We will train regularly through the summer. There will be tournaments, of course, and how exciting is that after we consider what happened last summer? Coach will provide more information. We'll give you more in a second. Then in the fall, these teams take part in the RCL League, which is a part of Washington Youth Soccer between 15 and 21 matches. That'll depend on your division and your age group. Our club will be very careful about which divisions we place our teams in so that they are challenged but not overwhelmed. Here are the holiday breaks, important for you to know. You will train once during Thanksgiving week, probably Monday, Tuesday. Our club will take an entire club-wide full break from December 20th to January 2nd. February 18th to the 21st, very excited about this. We wanted to do it last year, couldn't. We're going to do it in 2022, the first ever Valor Liberty Challenge, our tournament. Mark that down now. And then the middle of March to early May, your teams will play in the State Cup or the President's Cup. It's important to note here, absence during spring break may impact your team. I know a lot of you guys want to run off to Mexico or grandma's house or whatever, but please be in early and regular communication with your coach, because absences during those midwinter and those spring breaks could impact your team. You could miss important cup matches. In the middle of May, obviously, we'll hold our tryouts for the next year. Okay, so what is the difference between a U13 and 14 premier player and a select player? You can see there are a lot of similarities. I'm not going to read them all. I would say in the fall, you're in a different league. It's the NPSL. You will have the entire Thanksgiving week off. You will not train. In early 2022, you'll play in the Founders Cup. And again, this is now a midwinter break issue. An absence there could impact your team. And then you obviously will take part. We're all taking part in the Liberty Challenge. You will play in a spring league in the NPSL from February 26th to mid-April, and then tryouts in the middle of May. So a slight difference. Okay, so now it becomes a different situation for our U15 age band, right? Because y'all high schoolers, well, not all, some are in 8th grade. We'll explain that in a second. But we have to stop your club experience for your high school season. So on the boys' side, again, same thing. June 1st, we start training, summer tournaments. You'll play in an RCL league in the fall between 15 and 21 matches. This is for our premier program again. The holiday breaks are the same as our younger premier players. One training session during Thanksgiving week. From mid-January to middle of February, you'll be put in the President's Cup or the State Cup. Mid-winter break absence, probably not great, especially if there are multiple players missing. So just please consider that as you make plans. The tryouts for next year, because this is different, you have spring high school soccer. Your tryouts for your next year will not be in May like they were this year or are going to be this year. They will be in late February. Knock on wood, there's nothing that gets in the way of that. Okay, we're done with pandemics. And then, of course, you're released for your high school soccer season from March through May. There will be, if you are currently, shouldn't say currently, if you are an 8th grader next spring, okay, you will have a spring season. We will put Valor teams in a Washington Youth Soccer spring season. The girls just kind of reversed, right? So you will be training through the summer and in tournaments. Then from September 4th to November 14th, you go off and play high school soccer. We will have an 8th grade fall season. It's kind of that trap. If you ever hear trapped year or trap league, that's what we mean. You're trapped, right? You're in 8th grade. The rest of your team is a high school freshman. There is a special league that we put together. We make combined teams, right? So it could be a black and a gold team that play together. We might even use select players for that. RCL League is a winter league. So it goes from December 4th to March 12th. You see the holiday breaks, the Liberty Challenge. You will play in the regular State Cup or President's Cup from March to May. And then our tryouts will be very similar to the mid-May dates that we had this year. Okay. And now, of course, if you're a select player for U15, a lot of it, again, is similar. Instead of the RCL, you play in the NPSL. You will have an entire Thanksgiving week off. You'll play in the Founders Cup in mid-January to middle of February. Midwinter break could create an issue there. The Liberty Challenge, your tryouts, just like the Premier Boys, will be in late February. Those are tryouts for the next club year. And then you're released to your high school soccer season unless you're in 8th grade, and we'll find some kind of team for you. Girls kind of mirror the Premier girls on the select side. The only difference, I think, is that you'll play in the NPSL Winter League, and the rest of it is very similar. We'll just kind of hold on this slide for a second so that you can scribble down a couple notes if you want. And I'll grab the water bottle. Christy will towel me off. The bell rings. We're back for another round. I haven't taken too many punches yet. Checking chat. We don't like Keith's voice. It's annoying. It's the first thing that says on chat. Okay, summer tournaments. This is one you want to scribble down. For select teams, you will most likely play in June. In what tournament? That'll be up to your coach's discretion. I'm sure he will check with his team in terms of the weekend and how many people will be available. But we as directors will approve that. The Kent Cornucopia Cup, July 9 to 11. That is a mandatory event for all select teams. So scribble that one down. August 27th to the 30th. That's the River Jam. That's Washington Premier's tournament, in Puyallup. And that is mandatory for all select. So, of course, is the Valor Liberty Challenge next February. That goes without saying. And yes, your select team might choose an additional tournament or two throughout the year. Those tournaments must be approved by the director. So that's a note for the coaches as much as the families out there. Our premier teams, the Rainier Challenge in Puyallup is on 2 different dates. So make sure you've got it right. June 18th to 21st is the girls' event. June 25th to 28th is the boys' event. The Crossfire Challenge, those are in different age band weekends. So if you're a U15 team, you'll play July 9th to 12th. Most of those games are at 60 Acres in Redmond. If you're a U13 or U14, you'll be playing July 16th to the 19th. And yes, that does wrap to a Monday. It is possible you will be playing on a Monday, the 12th to the 19th. And then this one will probably get some of our players pretty excited. Off to Cali we go. California love. Oh, no. Sorry. August 6th to the 8th, the SoCal Cup. That's the Breakers tournament. That is going to be a required event for all gold teams. It will be optional for black or gray teams. But encouraged. Get on board. We want to make it a caravan down to California. And then the Valor Liberty Challenge, February 18th to the 21st. Additional events are probably likely for premier teams, maybe a showcase event for an older group. And around November time, you'll hear more from your coach. We're getting there, gang. Okay, the club dues. This is where the parents start to figure things out. Hopefully, you have heard enough in this meeting already to know that it's worth it. I will just say that. And that our fees are comparable, if not lower, than a lot of our competitors. So you can look at the numbers there. Understand that the dues cover all the league fees, entry fees for state cup tournaments, all of the field rental. We're blessed to do almost everything that we do on lighted, quality artificial turf. That's not cheap. Administrative costs, our coaching staff for our premier teams, the referees, all the operational costs, so on and so forth. Okay. You do have additional team fees. Okay. And you'll learn more from your managers or your coaches about this, but that goes into a specific bank account that's managed by your team treasurer and or team manager. These are for those additional tournaments. It's usually between 30 and 50 bucks a head for local tournaments. It's a little bit more for out of state or travel tournaments, as we call them. Travel fees for coaches, first aid kit, anything you do regards to team bonding or team building, extracurricular activities, those end of year parties. Thanks for the silly string, by the way. One of my teams really appreciated that assault the other night. Team travel expenses, right? So this is kind of doubled up, but coach travel to matches, non-local tournaments. Those are obviously come with individual team fees. Okay, so how do you pay for those fees and dues? The club dues you could pay in full. That's the easiest way to do it, but you don't have to do it that way. And the service fee is very minimal. We do have payment plans. They're 8 months, so one payment per month. The deposit for a premier team is $290. That'll be due upon registration, and I'm gonna. When will that $290 deposit be due?
Yeah, as soon as we get the registration information sent out to you guys, you'll be able to sign up. You already have an account built, so you'll just build the rest of your registration, and then it'll give you a balance due at the end. There is a glitch in the system right now with Washington Youth Soccer, so we were hoping to send them out today. It's likely going to be Monday right now, just so everybody knows to expect that on Monday.
Okay, that's proof that Ray has not fallen asleep. It's $190 for the select teams, the deposit. Those monthly payments are due basically on the 10th from July through February. There is a kind of a processing charge, that 2.85% per payment, and that also applies to the deposit. Okay, I'm just about done here. I am done, in fact. Oh, man, we should have held off on this. We should have done a drum roll. Because all the kids care about are those sweet uniforms. But I'm done. Valerie McHenry will take the hot seat here, and she'll walk you through this and the volunteer opportunities, so on and so forth.
So I get a little bit more fun stuff to discuss and present. Here is what the uniform kits are going to look like for game day. The required kit is $335. It includes the home jersey, away jersey. You do have 2 training jerseys, one gray and one white. There's a warm-up jacket, shorts, socks, and a backpack. We have additional optional items. We've got the keeper kit. There's warm-up pants and rain jacket. So we have those additional items that if you guys want to get them. We are going to assign the numbers. The club is going to take ownership for that. It's a little bit different than what we've done previously. To help with the play-up issues and make sure we don't have conflict in numbers, even birth years will be assigned an even number. Odd birth year will be assigned an odd number. We are looking to schedule fittings during the first week of June. Apologize for the delay in that, but it's when we'll get, as soon as we can get those samples provided to us so we can do those fittings. If we get them sooner, we'll schedule it sooner. As I'm in charge in coordination with the team managers, if that happens, team managers will be the first to know so they can coordinate with their teams and let them know when that happens. So it's very likely that for those first tournaments in June, we may have to wear old kits. So hold on to those. Don't turn them into Goodwill yet. And if we need to find for all those new players that have joined the club, we will work with you and some of our other teams not participating in those tournaments to find a kit that can be borrowed for that tournament. Mainly we'll be focusing on the jersey. And in that case, we need black shorts and then hopefully just do black socks for those tournaments if that's the case for those teams. All right. And the last but not least on this is the volunteer opportunities. We do need volunteers for this club. We cannot operate and do everything that we need to do to run this club, maintain our fields, keep our costs down without volunteers. Just to kind of give you a heads up of the items we have, we do request that every family provides at least 8 hours of community or volunteer service. Excuse me. Here are some things. We need a team manager and team treasurer for every team, especially as we're quickly getting back to normal. We're going to be hitting the grounds running. So hopefully in your team breakouts, those team managers and team treasurers are identified today. So I can start getting them the information they need to help coordinating your team and getting the information set up for them. There's a couple other items we've got going on. We do have a Valor tournament committee. We have people already actively working that and coordinating. If you're interested in participating in that, send me an email. The email's down below and we'll connect you up. We're also looking at, hopefully, as a Valor Day committee. We did it 2 years ago. This year when we hold it, we'll be looking to hold it at the Pea Patch.
North Green River Park.
Sorry, North Green River Park. I was just corrected. Pea Patch is what all of those for a long time have known it. So North Green River Park.
It's the same place, right?
Same place.
Same place.
New name. It's like Lumen Field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things we also want to do is a volunteer coordinator. We have James Balawa that helps coordinate and does all the signups for our field day and setup. But as we have other volunteer activities set up, we need somebody to help coordinate that, push out advertising, help create emails so we let our families know that there's additional opportunities to sign up. Another item is a Valor photography team. I know there's a lot of parents out there that have got really nice photography equipment, either as a hobby or they do it. Here's another way of getting those volunteer hours. There's a lot of events that we do where we need extra people to go photograph, collect those pictures for the team so we can post them on social media, put them in our articles, really show what Valor can be. If you're interested in joining any of those, please email me, and those will count towards your volunteer hours. The other things that occur is we have a lot of day of activities, and those will go up on what you've seen on the Sign Up Genius. We'll have those listed. The day of tournament volunteers, like we're going to need people to help point parking, field marshals, etc. There'll be a lot of day of activities that people can sign up. So if you're not wanting to be part of those committees, expect to sign up on one of those tournaments and help out during those days. Same with the Valor Day. We'll need a lot of Valor volunteers the day of the event, getting set up, running activities that we've done in the past. So we'll need help there as well. And then as you've seen, the field set up and breakdown during this season. And as team managers know, if volunteers don't sign up, their teams are responsible for that. All right. There is at registration, if you choose to opt out of your volunteer hours, there's a $150 fee that you can pay up front. And that's the only time. If you do not meet your volunteer obligation, there is a $200 charge later on that will be applied. So please help us out. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Val. Folks, we have made it to the last slide. So we are Valor. We're trying to do something really special in this community. I have been part of this community my entire life, so I'm very, very excited to bring this level of soccer and this level of professionalism in soccer to our community. You're going to go off to your breakout meetings here in the next little bit. We did a great job, 30 minutes. And if you do have questions, here's email addresses. You can email us or ask your coaches in the meeting for sure, and they can get to us. Once again, we appreciate everybody's time. And we're going to turn the camera back on so you can see us one more time because we are Valor.
My Fortnite streaming will be on a different channel. And then I'll do Call of Duty at 3 p.m. Super Mario Brothers.
That's the one I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing that one.
Derek Sharp joining you on that one.
Should we do a Valor on 3?
Let's do it.
Come on, Christy. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, and by the way, we should say that we weren't going to tell people ahead of time. We have recorded this. It will be available on YouTube. at some point. Valor, come on, Christy. 1, 2, 3.
Valor on 3.
One,
2, 3.
Valor!